What if the switch for firm, lasting erections after 60 has been inside your body the entire time? No prescriptions, no side effects, no complicated routines. It sounds unlikely, yet it is exactly what I have seen in practice. I am Dr. Isabella Marlowe, and after 3 decades helping men rebuild sexual confidence, I have learned that your own physiology often holds the solution, especially when you learn to activate your natural performance response. Today, I will introduce something most men have never been taught. 3 precise points on your body that, when lightly tapped before intimacy, can wake up the arousal network, ramp up blood flow to the penis, and create strong, dependable erections in a natural way. It is simple, free, and grounded in both long-standing acupressure methods and modern physiology. Still, many men over 60 live their whole lives without using it. In the next few minutes, I will walk you step by step through these points and explain exactly how to tap them, the best timing, and why they work. You need nothing more than your hands and a quiet minute before intimacy. I will also share a 90-second routine I teach my patients, including men who had nearly given up on sex, and how this small practice reignited desire function and self-respect. Before we map the points and technique, let's touch the why. Understanding what happens inside your body builds trust in the process. After 60, arousal often feels different. This is not only about testosterone or interest. It is about how your nervous system circulation and stress response interact during the moments leading up to intimacy. This is where tapping shows its value. By stimulating specific pressure points, you send a clear message to the body to shift into calm readiness, loosening tension, and allowing blood to move freely. Think of it as turning a biological dial from stress to arousal, from tightness to openness. Now let's look at the science, the nerve pathways and the physical mechanisms behind it, and why tapping 3 targeted points may be the simplest path to firmer, stronger erections without medication. Let's begin. 1. Why tapping works: the science behind pressure points and sexual response. I will be straight with you. When I first heard that tapping could support erections, I doubted it. My training in conventional medicine had me reaching for prescriptions, lab work, or procedural fixes. Yet after years of listening to patients, digging into the research, and watching results in real time, I reached a simple conclusion. Not every answer comes from a pharmacy. Some are already built into your body waiting to be activated. The human system is designed for intimacy. With age, that circuitry can fray. Blood flow slows, nerve sensitivity dims, and stress places a heavier hand on everything. Many men past 60 start telling themselves this must be the new normal. It is not, provided you understand your nervous system and how to wake it gently. Tapping is more than casual touch. It is a deliberate conversation between brain and body, between emotions and blood vessels. Light rhythmic pressure at specific sites stimulates nerve endings that relay signals deep into your autonomic network. Those signals tip the balance toward the parasympathetic state, the body's green light mode. Muscles soften, heart rate steadies, vessels open, and circulation improves. That shift is crucial for sexual function. Erections do not thrive in fight or flight. They appear when you are calm, centered, and well perfused. I have watched men who were discouraged for years feel change within a few sessions. They became more responsive and confident, not because testosterone suddenly spiked, but because their natural pathways were given room to work again. Now, let me introduce the first point. It is one of the most powerful zones for unlocking pelvic energy and directing blood where it matters. Most men walk past it every day, unaware of its potential until they learn to use it. Here is where to find it and exactly how to tap it. Point 1, CV6, the sea of energy in the lower abdomen. The first time I taught this point to a patient, a retired carpenter in his early 70s named Miguel, he looked at me with wary curiosity and a flicker of hope. "You mean right here?" he asked, touching just below his navel. That's all I nodded. Yes, it can be that straightforward. CV6, traditionally called the Sea of Energy, sits roughly 2 finger widths beneath the belly button. Eastern practitioners have used it for centuries to rouse vitality, and modern physiology helps explain why. This region interfaces with deep pelvic nerves and vascular networks, the very systems that govern erectile response. Gentle rhythmic tapping can encourage blood to move toward the lower abdomen, and groin soften core tension and prime the pelvis for arousal. There is also an emotional layer. Many older men carry years of frustration and quiet shame in this zone. When they finally make contact here, breathing and tapping until a low warmth begins to build, something long dormant starts to wake. I often say, do not tap like a metronome. Tap with intention. While you do, picture circulation, gathering sensation returning, and your body remembering its power. Work the point for about a minute while taking slow belly breaths. Notice whatever arises, whether a faint tingling or a gentle heat spreading through the lower abdomen. That is the sea of energy rising. It is a steady, grounded power. You are not forcing the body, you are inviting it to respond. If this point helps switch on your physical energy, the next point serves an equally critical role. It quiets the mental noise that can shut everything down even when blood flow is ready. I will show you that location next, an unexpected spot that restores calm control and presence before intimacy. If this is landing for you, type the number 1 in the comments so I know you are with me. Now let's move to the second powerful point. Point 2, K1, the bubbling spring on the sole of the foot. I think of a patient named Curtis, 69, who carried his struggle quietly for years. His main barrier was not circulation, it was nerves. Each time intimacy was near, his mind raced, his pulse jumped, and his erection faded. He told me it felt as if his body and his thoughts lived in separate rooms. That is when I introduced him to K1, and the trajectory began to change. K1, often called the bubbling spring, sits on the bottom of the foot just below the ball. It may seem like a strange target for sexual function, yet it influences the foundation of arousal, itself calm, grounded presence. Many men in later life move through the day in a constant low hum of tension. By the time connection matters most, the nervous system is too revved to cooperate. K1 speaks directly to that overactivity. Light tapping or steady pressure here sends a quiet command through the system that says, slow down, release, be here. When Curtis began tapping both K1 points each evening, only 20 to 30 seconds per foot, he noticed a real shift. His thoughts settled. His breathing deepened. Confidence returned in small but steady increments. There is something powerfully centering about touching your feet before sex. It pulls awareness downward, away from mental chatter and into the strength of the body. Paired with the activation you created at the lower abdomen, you form a balanced circuit. Energy rising from below while anxiety drains away beneath you. There is one more element that completes this pattern. While these lower points wake the body and quiet the noise, a final location higher up helps flip the brain from tension to desire. It is a spot most men never consider, yet it can be the key to turning readiness into response. I will show you where it is and how to use it next. 4. The sequence tap method before intimacy. Now that you know what each point can do on its own, The real shift happens when you weave them into a brief, intentional ritual. This simple sequence wakes the body, quiets the mind, and centers your energy in the moments before closeness. I call it the sequence tap method. What makes this practice remarkable is not complexity but respect. It takes less than 2 minutes, yet those quiet seconds change the tone completely. You stop rushing, you stop bracing, you begin to breathe, to notice, to arrive. Begin by tapping below the navel to awaken the sea of energy. Feel the lower body answer. Move next to the crown of the head at the 100 meetings. Point to invite the mind to slow and join the body. Finish at the soles of the feet with gentle taps that settle the nervous system and ground your focus. 3 points, 3 motions, 3 chances to return to the strength that has always been yours. A client of mine, Marco, told me he anticipates this ritual as much as the intimacy itself. "It makes me feel complete," he said, "like everything is finely aligned." That is the heart of this method. It is not a trick. It is permission to feel, to lead, and to love with presence and confidence. You are not performing. You are reconnecting with the part of you that never left the man who still desires, still senses, and still deserves closeness and pleasure. Next, I want to offer a straightforward plan you can start tonight. A few small steps to help you make this routine your own and begin seeing steady, natural results. Let us walk through it together. 5. What to do next. Your action plan. At this point, you know more than most men will ever learn about reviving natural sexual strength. The best part is that every tool you need is already in your hands. No prescriptions, no waiting rooms, no embarrassment, just you, your body, and a quiet intention. So what comes next? Start tonight. Do not wait for a perfect moment. Set aside 2 unhurried minutes before bed or before intimacy. Follow the sequence tap method exactly as shown. CV6, then GV20, then K1. Take 3 slow, easy breaths between each point. Invite your body to respond without forcing it. Release expectations. You are not building a trick. You are building a rhythm, a return to balance. Keep this going for 7 days. That is the only commitment, 1 week. Treat it like brushing your teeth or washing your face. As you move through the week, notice more than the physical shifts. Notice how you feel inside. Do you feel steadier, more present, a touch more hopeful? That is the wind that changes everything. When the mind begins to trust the body again, the entire picture improves. Consider sharing the practice with your partner. Many men find that opening this conversation deepens connection in the bedroom and beyond in honesty, warmth, and trust. What starts as a few gentle taps often grows into something far more intimate. If after a week you feel stronger, more responsive, more alive, do not stop. Keep going. Your body remembers what it was built for. Your spirit remembers too. Before we finish, there is one final message I want to give you. It is not about techniques or pressure points. It is deeper than that. A truth every man over 60 deserves to hear, though few ever do. Stay with me. You will want to hear this. Final thoughts reclaiming your sexual power. If there is one lesson to carry forward, it is this. Your age does not decide your desire, your strength, or your right to experience deep, satisfying intimacy. Too many men past 60 have been quietly taught that fading erections and dimming connection are the tax of growing older. I do not accept that, and neither should you. Today you learned what many never do. Gentle, intentional tapping on 3 key areas, the lower abdomen, the crown of the head, and the soles of the feet, can help restore balance inside your system. It can shift the nervous system from stress into arousal, open blood vessels, return confidence, and make intimacy feel natural again. Beyond technique and physiology, this is about reclaiming identity. It is about uncovering the part of you that was buried under years of silence, shame, or disappointment. The part that still wants to feel wanted, capable, and connected. I say this not only as a clinician, but as someone who has heard hundreds of personal stories, each different, all carrying the same question: is it too late for me? My answer is always no. It is never too late to come back to life. Whether partnered or single, active or hesitant, what matters now is your next choice. You have a method. You have a simple plan. You have a body that is wiser, not weaker. With a few minutes of quiet intention, you can begin to feel changes you may have thought were out of reach. Do not leave this message focused on what has faded. Leave focused on what you are about to reclaim: your power, your presence, your pride. This is your moment, and your story is not finished. The most intimate chapter may be about to begin. If this resonated, if it offered hope, clarity, or a moment of reflection, take a second to like this video, share it with a friend, and add a comment. Tell me what part stood out most. Or simply type "I'm ready" if you are taking your first step back toward confidence. Your engagement helps more men find this guidance, and it lets me know you are out there choosing to reclaim your power. Do not stay silent. Join the conversation. You are not alone, and your story matters.